I remember my kids growing up and teaching them right from wrong. Remember when they got just tall enough to reach the counters at dinner time and we'd tell them, hot, hot, don't touch, too hot. Oh, it's too hot, too hot. Hot child in the city, some like it hot. I don't remember the rest of the words. It was the heat of the moment. I'm hot-blooded, check it and see. I got a fever of 103. Come on, baby. That's enough. Well, you're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. But inside, all they wanted to do was touch that hot stove. But they can't, because it'll cause pain and burns and all sorts of problems. King David was in the same boat. During this era, a man had only the right to count what belonged to him. Israel didn't belong to David. Israel belonged to God, no county. But it was God that caused David to do this atrocious thing. And then he punished him for it. 2 Samuel 24 says, "Again the anger of the Lord burned against Israel and incited David against them, saying, 'Go and take a census of Israel and Judah.'" If that's not bad enough, it gets worse in 1 Chronicles 21. Satan rose up against Israel and incited David to take a census of Israel. So David said to Joab and the commanders of the troops, "Go and count the Israelites from Beersheba to Dan, then report back to me so that I may know how many there are." Apparently, Satan provoked David to take a census. That means God let Satan do his dirty work. So David reveals his pride in trying to figure out on his own strength how I'll do this instead of relying on God. It didn't matter if he had 1,000 men or 1,000,000 men, but it was God who had Satan tempt him. And God dealt with it big time. He gave David 3 options: 3 years of famine, 3 months of being pillaged by your enemy's sword, or 3 days of God's punishment with a plague ravaging every part of Israel. Those aren't good choices. David chose to rip off the Band-Aid and have the 3-day plague thing. And all of this happened because David saw a hot stove and he wanted to touch it. It was the temptation of the devil, but all of it was God's doing. That's not the Flannelgraph God from Sunday school. And that's not cool. And I don't like it. But that's not my call. It's not my world. And I don't have to understand God's higher ways. I just have to trust them. Is there a hot stove that you want to touch? Is the temptation so strong that you just have to touch it, but God has told you, don't touch? All I can say is hot, hot. Don't touch. You'll be better off. I'm sure of it. Because if you touch it, you'll get burned every time. Till next time.